I think there's been a lot of talk about the broker world and how loan officer compensation is managed or regulated, or frankly not regulated. Brokers are supposed to have their same comp set up under the original proposed rule, the exact same with every other lender. There's definitely some provisions that have been clarified that say that no, they can have different borrower paid, different lender paid comp levels with different investors. However, you do have to do an anti-steering disclosure that discloses the different options that are available to the customer that you routinely and customarily use. And I don't think there's a whole lot of adherence to that policy. And then now we got this whole other borrower paid compensation thing going on where the majority of lenders are doing borrower paid compensation. So now we're not even establishing up front what the amount of revenue is or the margin that's built into any loan. It's really it's just different on every single transaction that you do. All these things have created a landscape in loan officer compensation that I would say at best, you could say companies have figured out workarounds. I'm not here to debate the legality of them. I have my opinions, but I'm not an attorney. I'm not a regulator. So I'm not going to debate whether or not these practices are legal or not, but you cannot deny the fact that there is so many different nuances to the way that loan officers get paid in an attempt to navigate around some of the challenges that these LO compensation rules put in place. Even loans, like you can't vary your compensation based on loan product type, even though there's loan products, especially some of the state bond programs, things of that nature that bring in significantly lower revenue into the organization, but yet you still have to compensate a loan officer the exact same amount of money. All those things, seem like they should at minimum be revisited. And it sounds to me like we're in a place right now where that's very likely going to happen. Now, what is the result of that? I don't know. I would not be surprised if someone looked at all this and just said, do we even need LO compensation rules in effect? I don't know that we do, based on the products that are available today and kind of how the industry and the competition between investors actually works today. But time will tell. But nonetheless, this is something that we're definitely going to keep an eye on, guys. I was heavily involved in LO compensation changes when they took place because I was running a mortgage company at the time and, was very involved in coming up with, what are the compensation plans going to be? What's going to be allowed? So this is a topic that's kind of like near and dear to my heart. So I'm very excited to see if this gets any legs as they go through and revise or at least revisit this LO comp rule. There's also talks about the servicing rules. Like I said, I'm not going to get into that so much on this episode because I want to keep this as a bite-sized episode for you guys.